Hi all, this is Mrs. Pavitravanshi, Assistant Professor, Department of Management Studies, SNS College of Technology. So in this lecture series, we are going to see about what are the next step of introduction to research. So in this video, the topic we are going to see about is like the objectives of the research. So we have seen what is business, what is mean by research, what is mean by business research, what are the needs for the business research, and the next is like we are going to see about the objectives of the business research. So there are various types of objectives like which is which can be done with different types of research. Let me tell about what are the four types of basic research now. The first is exploratory research. The second, descriptive research. The third is diagnosis research. The fourth is hypothesis testing research. Yes, so now let us see what are the objectives of business research. Okay, so to gain the familiarity with the phenomenon to achieve new insights into it. So that is what the exploratory research. This is mean a formulative research. Okay, this is otherwise called as a formulative research. The second, to portray accurately the characteristics of a particular individual situation or a group. That is what a descriptive research. The third diagnostic research is like if we have to determine the frequency or with which something occurs or which is associated with something else, that you can tell it as diagnosis research. The next is to test a hypothesis of a causal relationship between the variables, that is a hypothesis testing research. So this is the main objectives, or we can tell we can have the main four types of research like exploratory research, descriptive research, diagnostic research, and the hypothesis testing research. So the first we can see it as the like achieve new insights. The second is like you have to do it the determination to portray accurately the characteristics of a particular individual situation or a group. The third is like when which something occurs or which is associated with something else, the frequency. The next is test the hypothesis of a causal relationship between the variable hypothesis testing research. The next is the characteristics of the business research. So we have some characteristics of a business research work. So the first thing is research is directed towards the solution of a problem. I hope it is very clear. Yes. So research is directed towards the solution of a problem. The research is based upon observable experience or empirical evidence. The second. The third, research demands accurate observation and description. Fourth, research involves gathering the new data from the primary sources or using existing data for a new purpose. Research activities are characterized by carefully designed procedures. The last, research requires expertise, that is, skill necessary to carry out investigation, research the related literature, and to understand the analyze the data gathered. So it is not important, like as I already said, not collecting the information is not very important, but the steps to proceed with the research, with the data, with the tools, the techniques, yes, and the how is being the literature been I mean the review of literature is done. So these are the things we have to calculate with the help of the datas. Okay, so as it is a solution of a problem, so research is generally solution of a problem, observable experience or empirical evidence. The third is accurate observation and description, gathering new data. Maybe it can be an existing data from the primary sources or for a new purpose. Next, carefully designed procedures, as I already told, with the proper procedures has to be done. The next is it requires expertise. That is, a skill has to be required for basic tool accessing or for analyzing the tool or for analyzing the data to give a proper solutions to the problem which we have been found out. So this is these are the two things about the objectives of the basic research, I mean the business research. And So we have seen four objectives of the business research, and the thing next is the characteristics of the business research. Thank you.